All right. I don't know if I like that right there or not, but I'll keep it for now. But hello, good evening, welcome. I hope all of my Patreons are doing well. Um, what I'm going to do tonight is go over the 2025-2026 Dragon forecast. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the free information first so that I don't have to go and make two videos. I could splice that one video and send that off as a freebie on YouTube. This one stays on Patreon. That's why it's unsubscribed. So that's kind of what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this recording and break it up and then give you all the good good information, the predictions, the zodiac forecasts for all the signs in the second half. So that's how we're going to rock and roll. I hope everyone's having a great weekend. And once we go private and it's just us Patreons, we will, I'll discuss some things that are going on. All right, let's get right to it. Let me get the glasses on. So it's been quite a journey these past 18 months, and we have seen many things take place over the past year. Every 18 months, the universal dragon energy shifts. We call this the changing of the guards in ancient astrology. Modern astrology pays very little attention to these nodal shifts. Vedic, which is on the sidereal method, Babylonian, Occidental, also called Chinese astrology, Draconian, not practiced as much anymore, and divine astrology, which is the method that I am certified in, the Nostradamus method, are the only ones that pay any attention to the north and the south nodes and their housing systems. Now, brief analysis here in Vedic astrology, astronomically, Rahu and Ketu denotes the points of intersection of the paths of the sun and the moon as they move on the celestial sphere. Therefore, Rahu and Ketu are respectively called the north and south lunar nodes. Rahu is responsible for causing the eclipses of the sun. And I did use Google to search that one, so there's my proof. You'll see it in the newsletter. Now, Nostradamus was able to create astrological predictions by incorporating a few ancient methods of astrology to work very well under the tropical zodiac. You know, he took draconian methods, which represents the soul's purpose in life, mixed them with the teachings of the dragon's energy of Chinese astrology, and used the Babylonian ancient methods and power of the dragon's placements to see into the future of how all of these energies will affect mankind by house, sign, and some degrees. Now, on July 17th, 2023, the universal dragon moved from a Taurus Scorpio axis into an Aries Libra axis. The Aries Libra dragon energy has been directly hunting for all Aries, Libras, and all April and uh, October born souls. And also those that are born with a sun, a moon, a rising, a natal, or hidden dragon in Libra and Aries have felt this energy the absolute strongest. Now, Aries is the toddler or the warrior of the zodiac. It's the ruler of the first house. This placement in its positive energy. Remember, energies always have positive and negative. In its positive energy will always signify the potential for growth, individuality, assertiveness, courage, and um, initiation. They're always the ones to initiate things. And let's face it, Aries are known for developing independence, self confidence, and taking the initiative in their own lives. This energy encourages individuals and communities to embrace their individuality, pursue their passions, and assert their needs and desires in a healthy and balanced way. Now, the Aries North Node is all about inventions, new leaders and leaderships, the military, and new adventures and discoveries. We will hear about military advancements with weapons, fleets, and stronger armies. This is a warlike energy as Aries is ruled by Mars, which is the Lord of War. That's somewhat better. This is also where the planet Mars will make major headlines with news, both positive and negative. The possibility of an increase in wildfires, well, we've seen that. Explosions, we've seen that. Violence and warfare. Think Middle East, Palestine, things going on in Sudan and the Congo. This is very common. Mars is warlike energy. And when the war, the invasion in Palestine had happened, it was under this umbrella of energy. There is also the possibility of many countries becoming very competitive with one another over currency, geopolitical issues, semiconductors. That's one you want to look closely at, semiconductors, and precious metals. A space race can ensue as well. Now, this is where the negative can prevail, as Aries is not known for its patience or its diplomacy or grace. Not all. I've met some very graceful Aries. And wars, battles, and dogfights can ensue. And I want to add this, and just because the dragon is riding its head does not mean tragedy and sadness will not occur. Most of the world doesn't have any cosmic consciousness and doesn't understand the cosmic energies afoot, and therefore creates tragedy. Hence why it's very important to know your lucky and unlucky biorhythm days so you can maneuver around these cosmic forces. Now, the dragon's tail, your south node, or the south node, universal south node, has been in Libra, creating an energy full of arguments, indecisiveness, chaos, unbalanced energy, breakups, and that's even through death, and souls that feel that they are above the law. So there have been a lot of breakups and a lot of divorces, but breakups also come through tragedies like war in the Ukraine, in Palestine. Once again, these are war-torn places right now. And till death do us part, that's parting ways. Libra is the ruler of the seventh house, and this is partnerships, it's contracts and marriage, and it's sharing as well. Think of the Justice card in the tarot. Libra is Lady Justice and rules the laws and judicial system. This is the sign of diplomacy, justice, laws, and compassion. However, when the energies are riding the tail, everything can be quite the opposite. We have seen lots of injustices occur, fighting, divorces, breakups, lack of empathy, lack of strength, no regard for laws, mass manipulation, and deep guilt can prevail for the world at large. Nations such as Germany, Scandinavia, Denmark, Algeria could make headlines. And it's maybe latter in the dragon cycle of Aries, but hasn't Denmark made the news? Don't we want to make Denmark the 51st state? Or no, not Denmark, Greenland, which is owned by Denmark. So that could these countries could have made headlines. Germany has been in the news a lot since July of 2023 as well. It will be the Aries and Libra nations that feel this energy the most, and Germany is an Aries nation. Scandinavia and Denmark are Aries nations. So is Algeria. One of these days I will do for my Patreon some astrogeography and show you how energies of certain places take on astrological and planetary energies. Now, the United States felt this energy on its 10th house of public presence, accomplishments, achievements, goals, and opportunities. Now, the USA has been under the public microscope from its people and its political leaders, and especially its military. We, as a nation, already kind of look like a clown car in certain circles that's kind of filled with stupidity and ignorance. Those of us who are cosmically conscious know that the two cancers that plague this world are politics and religion. But if we do not behave publicly, this country will get exposed even more for its corruption, and an uprising of its citizens is possible. More in 2025, 2026 on that. Um, we'll talk about that later. The dragon's tail has been on the United States' fourth house of home, family, security, food, hence why food prices are going up. Mothers, real estate, and housing. The housing market has been horrible. There's a lot of corruption in the real estate markets. This is where wars can break out. We've seen that. Revolutions begin. That is slowly occurring under the umbrella right now. I think there's a revolution brewing. Pluto and Aquarius, baby. There's food shortages. Alliances are broken, and so are many contracts that were once thought to be solid and binding. This country is not in a good place. Financially, mentally, and democracy is very flawed. However, the only thing I see happening with finances is those of us who have invested in digital currency, with the new administration coming in, who is very crypto friendly, crypto czar and all this, that's where some of us will benefit. It might be the only thing we benefit from, is making money in the stock market and the crypto market. So it could be a good place financially for some people, but not everybody. And it has been a good run. I mean, the crypto got it was rough. Even the Bitcoin halving took a dump and it didn't do much. But there was a little mini bull run here at the end of the year, and it's going to happen again, but the markets are going to go up and down. But I don't give all that information away. I'm going to be telling my Wheel of Fortune crew out there in Patreon exactly what's getting ready to happen. So these past 18 months or so, it has been like warlike energy, and now we move into the year of oligarchs, gurus, and religious nuts. Welcome to Pisces in its negative. No. The north and south nodes are shifting again, and this is shifting on January 12th, 13th. That's today. I believe it's happening around 11 o'clock in the evening. So overseas, you will hit it on the 13th, and late tonight, it hits for us. They're going to move again. So this time, we move into the feminine water dragon energy of Pisces. Pisces is the 12th sign of the zodiac and rules the 12th house of the deep subconscious mind. It rules mystery, illusions, delusions, a stronger connection to higher spirit, and escapism. Now, on a positive, and I did not put this in the newsletter, I do not think, but it also represents that Christ consciousness that a lot of metaphysical people are searching for. Pisces is a karmic sign, so it's in the, it's ruled by the elusive planet of Neptune, which is watery, it's wet, it's dreamy, it's mystical, deceiving, and it's karmic once again. Pisces rules the feet. It rules podiatry, music, water, oceans, beaches, maritime, sailing, floods, sea levels rising, religion, oil, gas, addictions, alcohol, drugs, depression, poisoning, diseases, the Middle East, the Vatican, the Pope, pharmaceuticals, jails, prisons, hospitals, mental institutions, synagogues, cathedrals, mosques, churches, temples, exotic lands, gurus, cults, and mysticism. The symbol, the fish, was chosen subconsciously by the Christians to represent their doctrine and the piousness of all religions in general. Now, the dragon's tail will be in Virgo, which is Earth, and it represents the sixth house of health and employment. Virgo is all about better health, diets, textiles, cleanliness, hardworking, analytical, organization, nature, intellect, sarcasm, excellent communication skills, perfectionism. It rules the intestines and the bowels. It's about purity, the rainforest. It rules Holland and the Netherlands and Earth in general and Earth movements. When it's on its tail, it can be quite the opposite. Okay. And I'm going to explain this just a little bit more because I just saw a TikTok on a friend of mine talking about how a restaurant up in Canada, some fast food chain, is replacing their drive-through employees with robots. Told you this was coming. This is a hit to the employment world. They're going to be using more robots and replacing us as us humans. This is becoming a reality. Those who have followed me a long time know. I've been screaming this from the mountaintops, but sometimes I go too far into the future for people to comprehend right away. That's my own fault. Anyway, this is sitting on the United States' ninth house. The United States is receiving this energy on its ninth house, and this will be all about morals and ethics, or lack thereof, or puritanical energy, where it's all about religious, one person's God and one person's religion, and it's their rules and no rules, but nothing but their rules, that kind of energy, and imposing one's religious beliefs on others. It rules new laws, courts, judges, foreign lands, other cultures, long distance travel, and higher knowledge. Laws will try to be imposed and met with revolution and disdain. There's certain things, I'm seeing it already with the TikTok happening. Once that TikTok ban happens, some of us know how to stick it to the billionaires, and that's why you always stick it to them in their wallets. This is not a political thing. This is not a Democratic issue or a Republican issue. We're all in it together. And the way to stick it to them is through their wallets and pocketbooks. Now, the dragon's tail will be on the United States' third house. This is the house of communication. It's transportation, it's friends, neighbors, brothers, and sisters, and in this case, alliances with other countries, or lack thereof. This also rules mental clarity, or lack thereof, along with short trips. I say this because Americans are going to be banned from traveling to certain countries, as we will begin to lose alliances and friendships and allies we've had for many, 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 many years. There will be many catastrophic events with weather, earthquakes, and eruptions. This can happen on a global level too, as it will not be only the United States that feels this energy, but those countries ruled by a Virgo and a Pisces energy will feel it the most. Middle East. Keep your eye on the Middle East. All right, the eclipses for 2025, 2026. We've got a lunar eclipse March 14th in Virgo. Partial solar eclipse on the 29th of March in Aries. Lunar eclipse, total lunar eclipse on September 7th, 2025 in Pisces. And a partial solar eclipse on September 21st, 2025 in Virgo. Patreon, I'll go back and give you 2026's after. Now, I'm coming up towards the end of my free newsletter here for the general public, and I did say I would give 4 predictions for the next 18 months. I'm just trying to decide. Okay, let's start with prediction number 1. Hollywood makes headlines, as you already can see this happening, with many secrets coming to light. Some stars are made, some are exposed, and others just burn out. All of Hollywood the acting and music and entertainment industry is going to get a completely, fully restructured. Just because that dragon head in Pisces is sitting on Hollywood doesn't mean it's riding its lucky energy. It's actually being restructured, a full restructure. Um, I'll give you number 2 as well. Many cities disappear or have major flooding issues. And one of them on my list here is the Netherlands. Another one I'm worried about is Venice, Italy. I'm worried about Miami, Florida. I'm worried about New York. And I'm worried about the Western seaboard in general. That includes Mexico, California, Oregon, Washington, Vancouver Island, that whole seaboard. With sea levels rising, that could make headlines. And if you follow me on TikTok, you know I made a TikTok about the Cascadian subduction zone and how it's acting up, and that's an underwater volcano. But the underwater volcano is connected to 2 tectonic plates that shift and move. So that acting up is not good. It's not a matter of if it's going to happen. It's really a matter of when. So there's that, and that can really wipe out not just one state, not just 2 states, but 3 states, and then create a massive tsunami. God forbid, let's hope not. But those are just some possibilities that some geologists and scientists have stated from the University of Washington. All right, that was number 2. Give me a minute. I want to give you the freebies. I want to make sure they're some of the important ones. All right, so number 8. I'm going to give you number 8 because many of us humans are going to feel less grounded and less connected to nature and the earth elements. Others, depending on your own stars and placement, will be highly in tune, connect with the water elements, and be able to build bridges to help mankind's differences. So we're going into the year of I said it was the year of the oligarchy, religious nuts and gurus, but on the positive side, we are also going into the year of I don't really like to say this word, light worker, because I've met some very dark light workers that don't deserve to call themselves the light. But more of the star seeds, I guess, star seed children, and those that are mystical are going to be in demand and going to be needed, and are going to have to put their time and energy into helping some people. And that includes all of us that are on this spiritual, mystical path. Okay. 8 and 9 are kind of similar, so I'll give you that one as well. The world is either spiritually enlightened or religiously poisoned and indoctrinated. Okay. And there's going to be some, I'm going to give you 22. Strange and bizarre aquatic discoveries will be found, maybe even mermaids. But anytime you have the dragon's head in Pisces, it's ruled by Poseidon's energy. It's ruled by water. It's ruled by the animals in the ocean. So we might discover new aquatic animals that we never knew existed. There's always that possibility, especially over there in the Mariana Trench. I know a lot of scientists are doing a lot of research over there. And, in truth, only 5 or 10% of our oceans are discovered. We have more discovery out in space than we do in our oceans. So there's that. All right. So I am going to wrap this up for the general public and leave you with saying that these next 18 months will bring its challenges and benefits to the world at large. It's the balance of those polarities, the yin and the yang. It will be all the March and September souls that feel this energy the strongest, along with the souls who are born with a sun, a moon, an ascendant or natal dragon's head or tail in Pisces, Virgo. However, Aries and Libra will have to watch out for health and subconscious fears that might arise as well. So don't feed into fears or phobias. We are going to see incredible things happen in the next 10, 18 months. Pisces is all about religion, and our politicians, government, and leaders do have an agenda of suppression and indoctrination. It's the year, like I said, of the oligarchy, as many Americans begin to have buyer's remorse in some ways. We begin to lose our freedoms from speech and religion, and religious wars are possible. That's another one I'll give you for free because it's a Nostradamus prediction. Nostradamus, the great seer himself, predicts that 2025, part of 2026, is the year of a big Sunni Shiite war that breaks out. And from there, it escalates into something bigger. My Patreons will know what those countries are. I'll be sharing that with them shortly. Where was I? We as Americans are not going to be able to travel as freely as we once liked, as certain countries will ban us from entering certain places. This could possibly be, I'm not saying it's going to happen, these are possibilities, okay? This could be places like Mexico, parts of Central America, Panama, Canada. Yeah, I never thought that would happen. And parts of Europe too. America loses its allies and friends. I want you all, I'm going to leave you with this. I want you to think about where all the three main religions came from. Christianity, Islam, Judaism all stem from the Middle East, which is ruled by a Pisces energy. The Virgo tail will dismiss the metaphysical, and souls will become very critical, very sarcastic, very opinionated, and you're going to notice, this is not in my newsletter, but you're going to notice like an upgrade in mental snobs. So be prepared for that. Remember, Virgo's usually about organization, the tails in Virgo, so it's always going to be about organization and better health and work. And when the tail's there, it's very much the opposite. So there'll be more Americans will become sicker, both physically and mentally. And there will be no order, but rather chaos, infighting, and possibly wars, even civil war inside, not just this country, but other countries, especially in the Middle East and possibly here. Anyway, I like the saying goes, you always want to ride the dragon's head, for the tail's no place to be, as it brings you despair, turmoil, and past life residue. So we need to step out of our comfort zone and ride the head of the dragon to our destiny in life and hang on in there. That is your free 2025-2026 Pisces in Virgo Dragon Axis shift. Bye-bye and Happy New Year. Okay, now it is just us, Patreon, and I am going to go back and finish up this newsletter. And I read everything to you, so let's continue on with the eclipses. So 2026, we're going to have some interesting eclipses. So the dragon will shift on July 27th, 2026 into an Aquarius Leo tail. Okay. So February 17th, we have an annular solar eclipse in Aquarius. We have a total lunar eclipse on March 3rd in Virgo. We have a total lunar eclipse August 12th in Leo. And we have a partial lunar eclipse August 28th of 2026 in Pisces. So those are your 2026 eclipses. And if you have a dragon's head or tail in any of these signs that I announced from earlier to in the 2025, they do take on a more intensity when they're sitting on your dragon's head or tail. Just I want you to be aware of that. And I'll be honest with you, month of 2020, the year 2025, these eclipses hit my dragon head and tail 3 times. All right, moving on. Now, before I get to the predictions, because I just gave some to the general public, I posted something on Patreon the other day about dark energy and how a lot of my friends and family are getting hit. It has to do with that December 30th Capricorn black moon. Not just witches, but practitioners, occultists know how you could use that moon for very positive things or very malevolent things. Clearly, a lot of malevolent stuff has gone on, but it has hit me too. I got hit. Here I'm starting to recover from my teeth, and I can't get into it right now. I'm having a situation with someone at work who is a racist, has admitted she is, and really shouldn't be working in a school when 80% of your school is children of color. But okay, whatever. And I'm having a little bit trouble with her, I guess, because I'm white. She assumed I'd go, yeah, I'm racist too. But I'm not like that. Anyway, she does Reiki, and I'm realizing that in Reiki you can manipulate that energy and send it negatively to someone. So just be aware of that. In the metaphysical, you can do good, but you can do bad too. Now, I'm not saying she hit me on the 30th, but she hit me. I just know it. That's okay. That's okay. I don't get mad. I get even. That's okay. But I've had some issues with my back, which it was very, very strange. I did pull my back a little bit on Friday, and as I started talking to some of my friends and talking about this, the pain was getting worse and worse. And it just, two of my broom sisters here on Patreon kind of sat there going, she's doing something to you. And so I just want to say I feel almost, I won't say 100% better today, but I'm here. I'm sitting upright. I was not sitting upright yesterday. I was crawling on the floor on all fours. So thank you. You are wonderful. You guys got my back. And yes, I do things by the cycle of the moon sometimes, but this too shall pass. Anyway, that's my story. So I just want you to know, the dark energy, I'm susceptible to it just like everybody else. It happens. And something I didn't do, the naughty witchy in me, I have been very lax on setting my wards up. And that's something I need to work on. So there's that. Anyway, let's move on to your 2025-2026 Pisces Virgo Dragon predictions. Now, when I do these, I'm usually about 70% accurate. I get a handful of them wrong, or they happen closer towards the end of the dragon cycle because I'm kind of looking even farther out. I'm, I can go and look 100 years, 20 years, 1,000 years into the future. So, hence why you never see, like on TikTok, you ever see the time traveler? I'm from the year 2587, or I'm from the year 28 something. Do you notice you never see any time travelers from the year 3797? Because according to Nostradamus, the world ends. I doubt I'll be around to see that. But do you notice you never see any time travelers from that year? There must be something to it. All right, enough with my crazy starseed, theories here. Moving on. I already read to you about Hollywood and what's getting ready to take place. I gave that to the general public. Now, number 2, I gave number 2 as well, where many cities will disappear. Number 3 is a little similar, but I give more detail. So like I say, there's going to be major water events such as floodings, tsunamis, mariner news, sailing, cruises, boating, and sea levels rising. make headlines. They all make headlines. I foresee there's two countries, two places that I personally have had downloads about, through meditation, through even the stars, and that's Holland or the Netherlands in general, and California. Those are the two that I'm having like worries. I'm worried. But I put Holland, I put Belize, Macedonia, Costa Rica, California, which is a Virgo state, September 9th, 1850, and the Middle East, and this includes Turkey and Iran. They all make headlines in some way, and I don't think it's going to be good. You can already see the dragon shifting tonight in California, and there's more winds. This energy is going to stick for a while. It's still going to go out like a lion. I'm hoping in the next few days there's some more moisture or humidity in the air to get these fires out. All right. Number 5, advanced souls will tap into their own spiritual side with deeper meditation, astral projection, or like remote viewing. Number 6, humans in general will be more judgmental, critical, less forgiving, picky and fussy about every little thing. The cosmically unconscious will focus on the tree, and they're going to miss the entire forest because they're so focused on every little detail. In the positive, Virgo is attention to detail, but in the negative, it's critical, picky, and not focusing on the forest and just focusing on the tree. Neptune, number 7, Neptune and Mercury could make headlines. Number 8, my voice is going out. Number 8, many will feel less grounded and less connected to nature and the earth elements. I read this one already. I won't repeat it. Number 9, the world is either spiritually enlightened, I think I read this one too, or religiously poisoned and indoctrinated. The U.S., number 10, the U.S. suffers as the dragon tail in Virgo cruises its third house of mental clarity, siblings, friends, neighbors, communication, and transportation issues. There is a lack of tolerance and peace, but Americans' mental clarity will be in a bad place, and the USA loses friends and allies. Now, it says I explain this more later on. I'm going to explain it right now. Okay, so when I say siblings, how can a country have siblings? Well, brothers and sisters. The brother next door to me is Mexico, and the brother next door to me or sister next door to me is Canada. It takes on a little different meaning in the geography of things. That's what I'm trying to explain. But let's see. England. Let's talk about England, because I don't think the new administration realizes that Canada, like Australia, is part of a commonwealth. And all my Australian Canadian followers, I know I have an Australian in my Patreon, so she could correct me. But please, if I'm saying this wrong, correct me, because I am American. I believe that they're under the Commonwealth of the Crown of England. So is Trump and Charles getting ready to do battle? I don't even think Charles has it in him, strength to do that. Anyway, that's what I meant by I will explain this more later. Violence escalates in the Middle East, and a possible Sunni-Shiite war, among other wars, is possible. This is a Nostradamus prediction, and from now on, I will always give you in parentheses that it's not coming from me, but from the great seer himself. I find it very disrespectful for astrologers to take credit for something that they did not have put in writing. This man has this put in writing. Even though it's not dated, there's certain ways we as astrologers can kind of make those deciphers and projections, but not all the time. But This is one of his predictions, and it would make sense that it would be under the umbrella of a Pisces dragon because it rules religion. Here is another prediction of Nostradamus's. This is number 12. A million men march towards Persia, which is Iran, Byzantium, which is Turkey, Byzantine, and Egypt to prepare to invade. Invade what? I'm not sure. Could be us. I don't know. But it could be Israel. I don't know. But there's like a million men march towards Persia in the Middle East. So keep an eye on that. Number 12 all stems from the Sunni Shiite War 1. Everything has cause and effect, and everything has a chain reaction. As above, so below. I always stick to that saying as an occultist, and it sticks true in the stars as well. Number 13, advanced souls will find themselves in their own world of metaphysics and psychic power. And yes, I'm going to elaborate on this a little more. We're going to need each other. All of us advanced souls, all of us, whether we call ourselves witches, practitioners, star seeds, energy healers, mystics, whatever metaphysical path we're on, we're going to have to embrace each other and help each other and uplift each other to higher consciousness. This energy has the capability of having that. A lot of people who believe in, that are more Christian call it Christ consciousness. Others that are just more metaphysical call it higher consciousness. So whatever resonates with you, that's what we're trying to achieve here in this dragon's head. Number 14 is a little similar to 13, but many souls find a deeper commission, a higher realm of spirituality, and even a way to help humanity through even charity and goodwill and through metaphysics as well. There's going to be, even though it's all kind of negative with the religion, there's negative and positive to every sign and every planet. There's always the yin and the yang. And the positiveness of Pisces is caring and kindness and compassion and helping each other. Things like that. Operating on a deeper commission, meaning a higher level. Number 15, war on holistic health, natural remedies, and homeopathic therapies as the pharmaceutical companies are going to become a little more relentless. Now, the pharmaceutical and insurance companies have been in this news a lot with that murder of that CEO. But now you're hearing about insurance companies in California canceling people's insurances at the last minute. That's shady. That's so, pardon my French, that is so shitty to do. That's why there's going to be a revolution. And once it affects the people that are richer than others, then you'll start seeing things change. I'm referring to Palisades over there in California. That's not cheap property. You have to have a lot of money to live there. So there's that. Number 16, abrupt changes to many souls' employment, working life, and where things can get messy, chaotic, and unorganized. So things in someone's work life can become unorganized, or like I mentioned earlier for the free newsletter, you're seeing I don't remember. I've heard this about Texas too. I heard it about Texas, and I heard it happening somewhere in Canada. One of these fast food chain restaurants is testing out robots for their drive-through only services. So abrupt changes to employment. This is where AI takes over, and then from here, AI is going to become uncontrollable. Man is going to start a wildfire where his technology he has created is not going to be able to be controlled anymore, unfortunately. This is why my family and I, we have a safe word, I call it. Like you always get these you get a weird phone call with AI. You could change the person's voice to their voice, and they can make a prank call. Say I need bail money. It happened to my aunt once with her grandson. They said he was trapped in Mexico and needed bail money, and it was like that wasn't true. He was home in California with his parents. So question everything. Use your intuition, because that's one thing Pisces is going to give a lot of us in spades these next 18 months is high intuition. All right, so the deeply religious, number 17, the deeply religious continue to dismiss science and metaphysics, and the educated and deeply scientific will dismiss paranormal phenomena for some watered down version of their own perspective. We're already seeing this. But the drones, those are our government or our adversaries. The only thing paranormal I've seen with these drones is over Phoenix. Um, I watched some lady videotaping a drone. I think I shared it on TikTok. Being shot down by orbs. There were orbs in the sky, and the orbs were shooting the drones down. Now, the orbs are alien, the drones are man made. So, there's that. Anyway, so we're going to be dealing with people that dismiss paranormal. I call them the mental snobs of the zodiac, as they know it all but are as educated as they are ignorant. Number 18, many souls will become obsessed with health, diet, and fitness, and others will become the complete opposite. You know, a junk food junkie, someone who starts smoking and drinking and, just overindulging, which can lead to like intestinal trouble, and which is, I think I'm going to put that as the last prediction. I'm going to do it right now because I haven't posted this to you guys, but we will see an uprising in things like Crohn's disease, IBS, irritable bowel movement. There's an uprising, and it's from our food and our food consumption. That's may not be, that's out of our hands. They put so much crap in our American food. Okay, let me go back up to where I was. So yes, many souls will become obsessed with health and diet and fitness, or the complete opposite. Now, number 19, this is a very strong possibility, and this I see maybe happening closer to the next dragon shift, but still under this umbrella of energy, and that is a new pope. We could see a new pope in the next 18 months or so, as this pontiff is getting very old. However, I say that only because he is a Sagittarius, and that the tail is going to move into Sagittarius's 10th house of career. And at his age, this could be the ending of his career as Pope. That's only a speculation. All right, number 20. I mentioned I got so much shit for this in 2023. Beginning, I said that he was going to have health issues, and I got cussed out, and blah, 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 blah. How dare you talk about Charles like that, blah, 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 blah. Issues with Prince Charles and a possible abdication or more health problems or death is possible. I'm not wishing for that, and it doesn't mean, it's just there's some things going on. I don't know if he's up to the battle with Donald Trump. This is the battle of the boomers. Donald Trump in this corner, Prince Charles in the second, and the prize is Canada. I'm sorry. You have to go into this with some sense of humor, okay? I don't know if Charles is up to that battle. I just don't know. He is a Scorpio, so Scorpios are going to feel this in their second house. Yeah? Yeah. No. March. Fifth house love, romance, children, creativity, and then the 11th house, friends, wishes, social circles. Um, this could be a possibility. Maybe he doesn't wish to be king anymore. A lot of bizarre things are happening behind the scene within the monarchy. And in 20 years from now, when the next Pluto shift is in like 2044, and it moves into Pisces, there's either not going to be a monarchy or there'll be a whole different system set in place. Or the monarchy will change very, very drastically in 20 years from now. All right, moving on. I already said 22, strange and bizarre aquatic discoveries, maybe even mermaids. New diseases, number 23, new diseases and strains are very, very possible in this energy. Anytime you're dealing with Neptune and Pisces energy, you're dealing with diseases. You also deal with that in Saturn Capricorn as well. Hence why moving into 2019, 2020, we were in a dragon's tail in Capricorn. Hence why we had the coronavirus. It brings diseases and death. And then it slipped right on into a Sagittarian, or slipped from Sagittarian. That's where all the fires in Australia happened. The tail was sitting on Australia, which is Sagittarian nation. Where was I going with that? But this is where there's new diseases coming, just like the COVID energy that hit. Number 24, with negative, there's positive, okay? So 24, new cures for diseases. I'm already seeing it in certain headlines. Of course, I'm not going to get that information. I'm going to Lemon 8. You can find me there as well as YouTube. I'm just banning my Facebook page soon, so. Okay, number 25, musical frequency, megahertz, higher vibrations, and healing with sound therapy and music. Pisces is all about music. It's not an accident that the Archangel Sandalphon rules the sign of Pisces. If you're into the angel energy, it's all about music and frequency. So for all of my magical folk out there who are practitioners, you definitely want to incorporate music into your magic. You want to use the megahertz for certain energies, for grounding. You can use them for baneful things as well. In a couple of weeks, I'm going to get on here and I'm going to do something. I have a little list of all the megahertz and what you can use those hertz for. But it's musical frequency is definitely on the agenda these next 18 months. Now, number 26, some souls achieve religious poisoning and others are going to receive cosmic consciousness. Now, number 27, major environmental news. This is going to be both positive and negative. And like I said, I just added number 28. There's going to be an uprising in like IBS, Crohn's disease, because of the shoddy food system here in the States. But 29, I'm going to do a prediction as well. I think there should be some great medical advancements with healing through music and podiatry, things with the feet. So keep an eye on that as well. These are your 2025 2026 predictions for the next 18 months. Remember, we have 18 months of this energy. So some of these things won't happen like that. And some of the things, like if you go and you see my last 20 something predictions, which is on my Patreon page, you can see that some of my predictions didn't happen till last week or the week before. So sometimes it's in the last breath of the dragon that things happen. Let me just write this down on my notes here. Okay, moving on. Now, I'm going to let all of you read your own forecast, but since the dragon is directly hunting for my Pisces and my Virgos, I am going to read those forecasts, just those two. You guys can go in and read the rest for yourself once I get it up on to Patreon. The video, I'm doing the video now. I'll get the newsletter up once I'm done here. And then you can read it on your own. And it's only because it's very long, it's very lanky. I don't want to take up too much of your time. As we go on this mission, I learned that, sometimes, even myself included, they say statistics are showing that our attention span is only like 7 seconds. And I guess I could see that with my own self, having adult ADHD and being on TikTok. So I don't, I want you all to be able to read it in the comfort of your own time. But we are going to go to Virgo first. And the new dragon's energy in Pisces Virgo is going to be sitting right on all September born souls. So you will have the tail Virgo right on you. This is the first house of self, soul's purpose, appearances, beginnings, first impressions, and your attitude. Many will have a change in the way they look, and some of your perspectives or philosophies might change too. Now, the dragon's head, Virgo, is going to be on your 7th house of marriage, contracts, sharing, and partnerships. Now, some Virgos will be getting married or taking their relationships to the next level. Others will be taking on new business associates, creating a side hustle, and creating an organized and finely tuned business. The dragon directly hunts for both Virgos and Pisces, so your cosmic biorhythm days will be very important to know so that you can maneuver around the positive and the negative days in your own personal stars. And you want to hang in there, Virgo. You got this. You'll get through it. You'll get through it. And all of my Patreons, well, we have new ones for the year as well, but my Patreons before December of 2024, you all got your free lucky and unlucky dragon days. Now, to my new Patreons, that was a gift for all of my older Patreons who have been with me for a couple of years here, and I wanted to just give something back. Now, my new Patreons, you are getting a 3-card spread, but if you are interested in your lucky and unlucky biorhythm days for the 2025 season, I can give you those at a charge of $35. I am normally $75, so you're getting more than half off as being a member of Patreon. And to also those new members, we have about 3 new members, so I want to welcome you all. But I also want to say, if you've never had a full life reading, you might want to get one eventually here, because there's terminologies that you're going to have to learn to understand, because like I said, I'm not a modern astrologer. I am an ancient astrologer of the Nostradamus method. So I have terminologies that a lot of astrologers don't know, like Moonic phase, Plutonic phase, Uranic phase, dragon's head and tail, axes, north and south nodes, things like this. There's just certain things that once you've had your own natal chart read, you're able to understand them more. So with that being said, I have PayPal, I have Cash App. If my new Patreons are interested in a new patrons are interested in a full life reading, I am booked till about the end of January right now, but usually I am $200, and because you're a member of Patreon, you will get it for $100. That's my special to all my new Patreons, and it is an in-depth analysis of your stars. We discuss your dragon, your hidden dragon. MP3 number 2 takes a tour of your entire zodiac, and part 3 gives you your future in another tarot card. And I give you your astrological archangel and your astrological demon, which is very different from the archangel one. And how we transcribe that and figure it out is very different. in the Goeta, we go by deacons, and I'll explain that at another time. That's Virgo. Moving to Pisces, and maybe I'll read all of yours since I'm here and I'm almost done. Pisces. This Pisces Virgo dragon will be sitting right on you, the first house of self, soul's purpose, appearances, new beginnings, first impressions, and your attitude. There is a lot that can be achieved for you, and many Pisces will be graceful, will be charming, and well put together. The stars shine right on you, Pisces, and you got this. The tail will be sitting on your seventh house of marriage, contracts, partnerships, and sharing. So some will be dealing with divorces, breakups, and others will be losing business partners or changing how things are run within their own business life. Added stress is common in this house, but you will get through it by riding the dragon's head and not the tail. So added stress is common, but continue to ride the head and not the tail, and you shall be fine. I'm going to put my phone on mute. Okay. All right, I'll go ahead and read everybody's. This way I can proofread it and see if I've made mistakes. All right, your forecast. So Aries, the next Pisces Virgo dragon, will be sitting in your 12th house of the deep subconscious mind, mysticism, and enemies. It is always best when your head is in the 12th rather than the tail. These next 18 months will bring very much deep downloads, vivid and lucid dreams that must be listened to. The tail will be sitting in Aries' 6th house of health, diet, fitness, employment, and organization. Some will change jobs, some will retire or seek out other services to the world. With this dragon tail sitting on your health, it is advised to take very good care of yourself, Aries. Eat well, get lots of rest, and get those checkups, as the stars do want you around for a very long time. I'm not trying to scare you, but you do need to take care of yourself. And it could be something just as common as high cholesterol, so don't feed into fear either. Taurus, the Pisces Virgo dragon, will be gracing your 11th house of friends, community, social groups, social causes, and wishes. Many Taurus souls will be meeting new friends, acquaintances, joining new social circles, and some might have wishes of theirs come true. A dear friend might bring your wishes to life. Anytime the dragon's head moves into the 11th house, somewhere through that 18-month energy, wishes can be granted, are always granted. So lucky you, Taurus. If there's something you've been really wanting, these next 18 months may prove to be where wishes are granted. Now, the tail will be sitting on your 5th house of love, romance, children, creativity, and joy. And this energy can bring drama with children. It could be your children, it could be your stepchildren, it could be, your nieces, your nephews, your godchildren. The possibilities here are endless. So it also brings drama with lovers, but it brings drama with romance, children, creativity, and joy. So there might be some Taurus, especially during certain moon cycles, where they won't feel themselves. This energy also brings drama, like I said, children and lovers. Some Tauruses will see a breakup with a divorce. That is very possible with a dragon's tail sitting in the 5th. And others, if the relationship is solid, will work through it just fine. I'm wishing you the best of luck, Taurus. One more thing about Taurus. Taurus, you have Uranus sitting on you until July 7th, 2025. I should have added that in here, but that's okay. I'm doing it now. So sitting on your 1st house, self and soul's purpose. So this is where some things could, Uranus is the planet of shocking surprises. And usually when the moon is waning, they're shocking in a bad way. And when the moon is waxing, they're shocking in a good way. Sitting in Taurus, it's about money, security, and finances. So could be issues with that. Maybe you need looking for a job, or um, you have to pay some major bills, things like that. So just be aware of that. It will move July 7th, 2025. I believe Uranus moves into Gemini. No, yes, Gemini. Uranus moves into Gemini, which Uranus in Taurus does not do well together. Taurus is a slow moving sign. So all the action with Taurus and in Uranus, you're going to see these next 6 months. Okay. All right, moving on. Gemini. Your Pisces dragon moves through your 10th house of career, public standing, success, and achievement. Many Geminis will get promoted, change careers, and some will have to relocate for work. Many opportunities lie ahead for Geminis where they can see their goals being achieved and success is possible. The tail will be in your 4th house of home, family, roots, security, real estate, and emotional foundations. As I stated above, some will have to move due to work issues, and many will be buying, selling, or dealing with home improvements brought on either by the environment or by your own decisions. I'm wishing you the best of luck, Gemini. All right, Cancer. All July born souls will feel this dragon's energy in their 6th house. No, excuse me, in their 9th house. There goes that dyslexia. Hold on. In the 9th house of higher learning, long distance travel, laws, religions, court, justice system, foreign lands, different cultures, and morals and ethics. Many Cancers will be advancing their education, traveling abroad, seeking out ways to better serve society. Now, the tail will be in your 3rd house of mental clarity, communication, transportation, siblings, friends, and neighbors. Many Cancer souls will not be operating at their best psychologically and will need to guard against psychic vamps and energy draining souls. Cancer, let's talk for a minute. Your emotions and your feelings are like a sponge with both positive and negative energies. So you could walk in and be a sponge to both positive and negative. So it's very much advised to ward up, do protection, cleanse, whatever you need to do. It is also advised to watch the road carefully these next 18 months as a precaution because the tail's sitting right there on your 3rd house of transportation. So be safe, Cancer. Leo, Pisces Virgo axis will be moving through your 8th house of life, death, rebirth, investments, legacy, and transformations. The dragon's head will sit on this house, creating opportunities for investments and inheritances. This will also deepen your spiritual side as you seek out new philosophies in life. The tail will be sitting on your 2nd house of wealth, money, finances, value, and self-esteem. There could be more challenges with money and finances too. However, I've learned that in the past, anytime there is a tail sitting on you, it really does depend on your own karmic residue of whether things will go smoothly. People who've done bad things will have some bad things happen to them that aren't good. And that really all depends on whether someone's living a karmic life or a destiny life. All right, moving on. I did Virgos already. Let's jump to Libra. The Pisces Virgo dragon will be on your 6th house of health, service to the world, fitness, and organization. Many Libras will be tapping into eating better, getting exercise, and some will find new jobs or receiving well-deserved promotions. The tail will be gracing your 12th house of the deep subconscious mind, hidden enemies, illusions, escapism, mystery, deeper spirituality. and even higher connection to spirit. This is not the best place for the dragon's tail to be, as it can bring on fears and phobias and traumas within the deep subconscious mind. Libra, it is very important to know your personal lucky and unlucky dragon days, your biorhythm days, in order to maneuver around the energies that are set in place. The key is to not feed into any fear, meditate, divinate, and keep yourself spiritually balanced and grounded. That will be the key, Libra. You got this. All right, Scorpio. Now, Scorpio, this nodal shift is going to be cruising through your fifth house. This is the house of love, romance, creativity, joy, and pleasure. Many Scorpios will be extremely magnetic, sensual, and some will be expecting a child or hear of good news with children. Others will hear good news with love. And like I said, children will bring very happy or lucky news to the household. Excuse me. I always get like this when I talk for over an hour. When the dragon's head sits in your fifth house, Scorpio, it does bring soulmate connections as it governs the laws of attraction. So let me explain this for a minute because I didn't write this down. Soulmate connections aren't just for lovers. And I'm not one of those people that believes in your twin flame. I think that's a bunch of metaphysical mumbo jumbo, in my opinion. Your twin flame is like a dependency. But soulmate energy, now that's where you can meet a friend. It could be a lover. It could be a parent. It could be a child. There's soulmate connections come in very many different ways. It could be mother and daughter, mother and son. So it's not just made for lovers, but with this energy, Scorpio, it could be about a child, a connection with a child or something like that. Um, this is all sitting on your fifth house. So it does, like I said, brings that soulmate energy. Now the tail, Scorpio, will be sitting on your 11th house of social circles, friends, wishes, community, and groups. Some Scorpios will end their relationships with some friends or at least set boundaries in place. The friends that do leave your life at this time are the ones that no longer served your greater good in the first place for growth, inspiration, and clarity. Do not dwell on your losses, but rather focus on your own creative visions and what you want to achieve in this new dragon cycle. You got this, Scorpio. You got it. Sagittarius. Now, this Pisces Virgo dragon will be cruising through your fourth house of security, family, home, real estate, roots, emotional foundations, and your own psychology. Some will move away, buy or sell, relocate, remodel, and focus solely on their home life. The tail will be in your 10th house of career, public standing, achievement, success, goals, and fame. It will be very important for Sagittarius to behave in public as you will be under a microscope. Many will be switching careers and will have challenges with achieving goals in the nodal plane. This does not mean there will not be any successes, but things will be more of a challenge in regards to career goals and achievements. Sometimes we have to put things on the back burner to deal with other things, especially if we have a family. So that's all I'm saying for Sagittarius. But security, it's all about security and focusing on your home. That's where the dragon energy wants you to focus on. All right, moving on to Capricorn. The Pisces Virgo Dragon will be cruising your third house of communication, writing, transportation, friends, neighbors, siblings, and mental clarity. Some Capricorns will be writing a book, be graced with new wheels, make new friends, create podcasts, blogs, and will be the voice of reason among the zodiac as their mentality or their mental clarity will be off the charts. God, I hope so. The tail will be sitting on your ninth house of higher knowledge, morals, ethics, long distance travel, foreign lands and cultures, laws, religion, and justice too. Be careful where you travel and to can't talk. Be careful where you travel to and watch your surroundings. Challenges could arise with religion, so watch what and when you say things to avoid any troubles along the way. And for Capricorn, this goes along with the work world, your personal world. Just if you don't know someone very well, don't talk about things. And this is a mistake I made, what I talked about earlier in the broadcast. So just remember that. Learn from my mistakes. Aquarius. The Pisces Virgo Dragon will be cruising your second house of wealth, possessions, money, value, stability, worth, and self-image. Many will have the opportunity to make solid investments this year, make lucrative money, and you will be on point with self-awareness, knowing you have achieved a great deal in these 18 months. The tail will be sitting on your eighth house of joint finances, occult matters, investments, life, death, rebirth, and transformation. Some will hear of a death or receive news of that, or an inheritance, legacy of some sort. It could be something as minor as someone you knew in high school. Maybe you weren't very close anymore and you guys faded away. It doesn't necessarily mean there's going to be a death in your family or anything like that. Others will be tapping into spiritual studies, the occult and metaphysical studies. So there's that as well. I'm wishing you the best of luck. Good luck, Aquarius. So that is your forecast for the next 18 months. It will bring its challenges and benefits to the world at large. I did mention this earlier, so I will not repeat it, but it is those March and September born souls that are going to feel this dragon's energy the strongest. And I talked about Aries and Libra with the subconscious in the beginning. So I'm not going to go and repeat myself, but I am going to say that we are going to see incredible things take place these next 18 months. Pisces is all about religion, and our politicians, government, and leaders do have an agenda, like I said earlier. It's the year of the oligarchy, and Americans, like I said, begin to have buyer's remorse. I talked about where all these religions originated from. The worst months for the world at large are going to be, and you're going to want to write these down, March 25th, especially during the eclipses. And also, since you are Patreons, go and look closely at my days of caution. I think I've made it so you can download the document. The only thing that's not going to be downloadable per se might be this dragon forecast. It's going to get watermarked. So I'll figure that out in a minute. Anyway, I'm trying to find my spot here. Follow those days of caution, especially for these months I'm getting ready to give you. So March 2025, September 2025, and March 2026, we will see water levels rise, cities disappear, and major water events are going to take place. There's going to be religious poisoning, religious piousness, will be rampant. And I do believe a revolution is right around the corner. I did not put this in my newsletter, but I'm going to add this in. You might see an increase in diseases of some sort. We've got the bird flu here. That's why there's no eggs. I am worried about famine and food in some ways as well, because with disease brings famine. And I would suggest you go to a trip to Costco before Donald Trump is sworn in. I have to go get Mexican Coke for my mother because she's got a Mexican Coke addiction. So I got to go there before the 20th. Stock up rice, canned tomatoes, things that are going to be harder to buy. I'm even thinking about buying powdered eggs. I'm thinking about going and taking some of the egg beaters you see in the grocery store, and even though they're like between $6 and $10, I'm thinking about freezing some of them because you can freeze them and use them for whatever you need for the day. You can use them in eggs for breakfast, and then make a cake or cupcakes or pancakes later on. But stock up on basic goods. Get yourself something that is solar powered to charge your phone and things like that. I'm turning into kind of a prepper, I guess. Now, I foresee contact being made in 2026, 2027, and all these drones we are seeing in our own our it's all these drones we are seeing in our skies is our own government. Um, I wouldn't put it past them to create their own fake invasion. We must learn to decipher between what is man made by Lockheed Martin and Skunk Works and what is truly extraterrestrial, as the USA has a natal dragon's tail in Aquarius, making them selfish, dishonest, and sneaky with alien technology. I'm wishing all of you a very smooth transition into this new dragon in Pisces Virgo axis. Those of us who resonate on a higher consciousness and vibration are going to get through this. The indoctrinated, the politically poisoned, the religiously poisoned, and those souls are going to suffer the most and learn the hard lessons. Like I ended earlier, and I'll end it with you guys too. Like the saying goes, you always ride your dragon's head, for the tail is no place to be, as it brings you despair, turmoil, and past life residue. You want to ride your dragon's head? Step out of your comfort zone and ride the head of the dragon to your success and destiny in life. This is also where I say you never want to ride the devil. Don't let the devil ride you. It's kind of the same concept. When you're on your dragon's tail, it is like having the devil ride you. It's riding you to despair. Think of the devil card and the two lovers with chains on them down below. Break those chains. You got this, Patreon, and I am always here for you. You know that. I know TikTok is going away in a week, and I will get on that and do a free one. I'll probably need a mediator for that. To all of you who did energy healing on me and magic to get me better, I'm feeling it. I feel the protection. I feel the love. I woke up this morning and it instantly. Still in quite a bit of pain with my back, and so I'm going to rest the rest of the night. I will be back on tomorrow with a pre-recorded full moon forecast. Like I said, my Patreons that are new, I kind of got a double whammy here because I had major surgery on my teeth, and then someone tried to do something funny and cast on me, and I know I did the oil and water, and someone's tried to cast on me, and that's okay. We're handling that, but my back was out yesterday at this time. I couldn't even sit up straight like this. So thank you, Broom Sisters. You know who you are. So anyway, you got this, Patreon. Step out of your comfort zone and make things happen. And normally, like I said, my new Patreons, you usually get this. The dragon forecast comes only every 18 months, so I usually get this to you 2 weeks to 3 weeks in advance, and I'm a little late because of health problems. The full moon forecast and the new moon forecast, usually I get that to you by 3 or 4 days, 5 days before. but because of everything, I'm going to pull tarot on the full moon tonight and get everything set up. And it'll be a pre-record, but this is your 2025-2026 Dragon Axis shift, and I'm wishing all of you the absolute best of luck. If you have any questions, you know where to find me. Just holla at me. And to those of you still waiting for a tarot reading, I'm getting there. This back problem was a little snafu and a little bit of a setback, but I got this and I'm doing better. So to all of you out there, be safe, enjoy, and we'll see you soon. Ciao.